Good evening. Hello, go. Let's go. Let's go. We are here. We are back on Swannigan Inspiration. You know, this is our 5th year month celebration.
Wow, 5 years.
Yes, that we've been Swannigan Inspiration 5 years strong.
Right.
So, not next week, but the week after, we're going to have some great celebration memory times on talking about different settings and that we've done. So tonight we're going to jump into another topic, hot topics on something that we've been asked to talk about. And what's this topic tonight, babe? Let's see. I guess what's the header of it? I got the main header of it is let's see right here. When we when love making seems like a checklist, like you're checking off something as an obligation, something like you're just obligated to do it. It's not, the emotions are not in there. So just stick with us. We got some good things that we're going to be sharing on tonight. And we're just excited because next week we're going to be doing scenes from our 45th year anniversary.
45.
Yes, so we're going to be having some nice scenes for you to share with us and join in with us. We just can't wait. We can't wait just to kind of get away. We started this and we were heading into our 40 year. We were at 40 years.
Right.
Now we're at 45 years. Time is just going so fast. But somebody says it goes fast when you're having fun.
Right. Time flies.
Yes.
Oh, it's been a good 5 years.
It has been with you guys. It has been. Who is that? Our grandson. Is that our grandson?
No, that's
okay. When you're having fun, it goes very fast. Life just goes fast, I tell you.
Yes, it does.
It really, really does. So we're just glad that we spent these 5 years along with someone and paying it forward and just helping out with some things, pitfalls and things that we can help you to avoid. Potholes in the road that we can hopefully help you to avoid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are some potholes. There
In
are
life.
some situations that comes up in a marriage. That's something that can come up that can really destroy a marriage. It can really tear a marriage all to pieces. It can destroy a marriage. But if you can listen to someone that can give you some pointers to help avoid those pitfalls, then that would be a great help to you and your marriage and your relationship. It really would, but you got to be willing to listen.
Right.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
That little kid is so cute.
Yeah, so
Listen, Linda.
if you listen, you can be able to avoid some of the pitfalls. They're there. They're there, and they're signs that they're there before they come all the way there. So you got to be willing to listen that you can be able to grab some nuggets to be able to help you to avoid those pitfalls that's there to destroy.
Yes.
Let's have prayer, and then we're gonna go. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you and come before your people. We pray that you would bless us this evening, Lord, to say something that would help someone along life's journey. Oh God, that you would be strength, Lord. You would word our mouths and help us, oh God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
All right. I'm just getting a few more things on. We're connecting on YouTube, conference line, and on Facebook. So we're hoping that you're able to connect with us on one of these platforms. We're just glad that you're here with us.
Yes.
Go right ahead, baby.
Okay.
All
right. With the topic of unpacked how sexual intimacy in a relationship can shift from genuine affection to a means of power and control, leaving one partner feel used rather than cherished. Wow. And we know that in a relationship, sex can be used as a weapon. It can be used to help or to hurt a relationship. When you get into a relationship and you begin to use sex as a tool against your partner, then you are going to create more issues in your marriage when you begin to use sex as a weapon to say, hey, what do you mean use it as a weapon? It ain't gonna kill nobody. I'm not gonna kill nobody with it. No, but it can kill a relationship. Sex can kill a relationship, or it can enhance a relationship. If you're married couple, you want to be able to enhance your marriage, and if it's sex that's going to be something that's going to really help. And sometimes you have partners where one may be more sexually active than the other. I mean, want it more than the other one. Right. So what do you do? What did that other partner need to do?
Give it up.
Turn it loose. Really and truly, that's the truth. That's really what has to happen. What you need to happen is to give it up, turn it loose.
That just came to the top of my head. I guess that's
but that's it. That's really the thing you need to do.
Who wants to be felt like, like
a sex object?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially sometimes it's like inappropriate or timing for it. If somebody lost their loved one, or and then you're wanting to do that, their mind is not on that.
Right.
It's almost like you gotta want it to give it to them with an explanation behind it, like almost like use that as a ministering tool times to say, I know you're hurting, and kind of lead into it. It's all in that mind. You know what I'm saying? Lean into it. I know you're hurting. Maybe this will help you feel a little better. Just kind of talk to them. Maybe don't start out with just wanting to do that, but rub their feet, rub their back, lotion their back, or do a little something that that they may enjoy, and then just kind of back off and see how they feel or how they respond. But don't just jump into it. I want something tonight, or because it almost gets to like a disrespect type, thing for for some people. I can't speak for all genders, and I can't speak for all people because women and men we're all different.
Right.
But if a person's not feeling well, of course, they ain't no one to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, if they're not feeling well. So you sick, you don't want that. But I want it too bad. That's when you're supposed to, the better for worse. That's the worst moment. So
that's the worst moment.
Yeah.
But that can be a good moment.
Right. No, shut up. No, it ain't. You're crazy.
You land there with a fever.
You're crazy. Twisted. Right.
Yeah, well, watch out, married man. That fever hit him,
You're a mess.
See what can happen with a fever.
You're a mess. You're a mess. Ain't nobody thinking about that when they got a fever, they sick, they don't feel good.
Of course, somebody's thinking about you. May not. That don't mean.
See, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's
why this topic is being discussed.
That don't mean the other party's not thinking about it.
That is too crazy.
Oh my goodness! It's something about that fever time.
That you don't want to be bothered, right? You do not want to be bothered. Help me out, somebody.
May not want to be bothered, but
No, I don't know.
In good times and bad.
Elaborate. Why don't you elaborate?
For better, for worse.
So
it's for better, for worse. So,
right.
But I mean, you don't want to be dogmatic about something of that nature, especially when a person is sick.
Right.
You don't want to be dogmatic about it, And you may if your partner is willing to have a little fun with it, it's one thing. But don't be dogmatic. I would not say be dogmatic with nobody
that's a
about
turn
it.
off. It really is.
That's
it
not
just
a good
shows
thing.
that you don't really care
No
about
respect,
the whole being.
Right.
You're just caring about. That's selfish. I'm caring about my needs and what I want. To me, it just seems like that. Because if you're sick, you're not wanting to, wanting me to, I want this, I want something, Well, you gotta cool it off for that moment. That's not the time.
Well, anybody out there, do you go for it anyway? Hello, somebody out there.
Somebody sick.
Do you go for it anyway if they're sick, and they just, I'm not really feeling well, I got a little fever. Do you go for it anyway, or do you do it? Now, let me ask this: can it be done in a loving way?
In a loving way, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in a loving way, I don't know about that. You might need to catch that.
I may need to get this.
Okay,
hold on.
and we'll talk. I mean, I don't think it can be. Conversation needs to be had. conversation needs to be had, a discussion. But if that person shows any signs of this, I don't want this, I don't want to do this now, then that is the time to back off. Back off. Respect that person's space. Respect that person's time, and respect their mindset at that time. Don't just jump in and want to take over and want to I'm going to do it anyway. No, that's not love. Because if you read that the description of First Corinthians chapter 4, is it 13 and 4 through 8? That's not love. Love does not force itself. That's not love, So you want to read that and read it in the Message translation, because it's so good. It's right down to earth in the Message translation, and some other translations. Read it, and that real definition, the definition of love. So you read that definition I was saying of love, and love does not force itself.
Right.
That's in the Message translation. If you read it, it gives some real good direct descriptions of what love is and what love isn't. So we don't want to be overbearing, rude, or selfish.
Right.
And those are descriptions of love. And if you look at it in other versions, it kind of helps you. So if I'm sick, but you want some anyway, you want to make love anyway, then you're just kind of force yourself. Well, I want some, that's not love. Because you're demanding something that, that it's not the time for it. Okay. It's not the time for it. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's just kind of, you might want to elaborate it.
Yeah, I think you should. We still have to respect each other. It's a thing called respect. Mm-hmm. You want to respect your mates. You don't want to just be dogmatic with your mate because of what just being selfish about it. Don't be selfish about it, But
you can't be sick all the time either.
No.
You always got a headache.
Don't have a headache every night now.
You always got some issues going on. No. We need to take you to the doctor.
Yeah, now we need to find out what's going on. Right. Because you always sick, always got a headache. That old headache thing don't work every night now. Come on, what's wrong? You got a headache every night.
Nobody got no headache every
running
night.
Around doing. Then when it comes
all
time
day long, you've been
for
ripping
love
and running.
making, it's time to go to bed. Love making. I got a headache.
Right.
Catch me tomorrow night. Then
tomorrow night you sleep before
you go to bed. All of that. So if you're trying to avoid the situation, then there's another issue going on.
Right. A real deeper
There is another issue.
Yes, I totally agree.
That's going on. If you're constantly trying to avoid he or she, either one, that's something to look into.
We know both parties that have done that. Yes.
Yeah, look into that. That's something to look into. You ain't got no headache every night. Mm-hmm. If so, then I'm gonna take you to the doctor.
Right. You go
3 nights in a row.
First night, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Second night, okay. You sure, baby? You okay? Are you sure?
Right.
You okay? Third night, girl, you better give it up.
Come on, no, we got something else going on here with this.
Boy, you better come in.
So it's a thing that you can't have a headache and be sick every night to avoid your mate. You have to be able to take care of your mate.
Right.
Because see, now the first thing happens, you have a headache every night, and then he or she run out there and do something somewhere else. Then that's a whole nother ball game. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother ball.
But you can't control it for no more than a week or two. But then if a person's doing it every night, that's one thing.
Right.
But a person that said no 1 or 2 times, in a week or two, and you need to be taken to the doctor too. If you can't control not being told no, in a week or two.
And if you know your mate, if you basically know you've been with your mate at the time, you know your mate, the sexual activity that goes on,
right.
it should, not to be talking about no 2 or 3, 4 days out. I got a headache,
weeks,
now, and not to say they may go do nothing, but just at the same time, that's just not for a healthy relationship. If you and you're not really sick, now
right.
if they know you sick, you with the flu and barely breathing.
Right. You better show some signs. Is that what you're saying? Look.
You barely breathe.
You see my doctor's note. Look.
Yeah, you better be coughing up blood. No, that kind
of. God, that's ridiculous. That's horrible. No, I know he's just playing.
You don't know, but you can't know. You still have. If they just sit, respect your mate. Respect your mate. It's not a thing that you want to be dogmatic with your mate. You want to respect them in that area. You may really want it, but respect your mate.
Right. Don't take a cold shower or something.
Respect her or him. that I don't want to just make it look like I'm just about me and being selfish with it.
Right.
But I want to be able to wait till she feel better, he feel better, and
Right.
then we'll go from there.
Right. There you
Make
go.
up for lost time. You make up for lost time. But give that person a chance to grieve, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Like you said,
Get
maybe you
better,
lost a
grieve,
loved one.
or- right.
And you just don't have that. You just not in that mood. Once you lose a loved one, you're not in
But
that
the
mood.
way you do it, it means so much.
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
you enter into the sex moment,
Yes.
that means so much. That means a whole lot, because you don't just if it's on your mind or something like that, text your husband or wife. Text that mate.
Yeah.
All day long, be texting, showing different pictures or whatever. That's your husband. That's your wife.
Right.
Show them just little things. Say little things. Because with men, their ear gates and their eye gates are very important to them. So what they're hearing and seeing for a man is what they see, because they can see a car and transform that junk car to a nice race car, with some new wheels, putting the bigger wheels in the back, and putting lights around it. They're envisioning things. So use your eyes, use the ministries of eyes to help them. And when it comes to women, use the ministry of ears. Men, use that ears. Talk, speak love notes, and little love things. Say things to them that they want to hear, that will get their engine going.
Right.
And get their engine roved up, revved up.
Right,
Get things revved up, so that by the time when you get to bed, it's just gonna go so quickly, and it's just going. Not the action, not the whole deed to go quickly, but the connection will will be more
it's
intimate,
already there, yeah.
and it's already there, and ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing like you just got to start cold from, and things like that. Like because life can get so busy when you're married. You can get so busy that it's just like, you become two different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Just lives just start growing, and things start attaching to you. You start getting busy and things. So you want to get that mind started in the mind, days in advance, hours in advance. Start it out early, with the thought
Yeah.
of it. And that just helps it. It helps it to know. What was you saying on the phone? Y'all, you was doing all that talking.
Right.
Are you still talking like that now?
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I think that's a real good, a good thing to do.
Yeah,
to kind of get it talked up.
And if it's not like, you don't want to make love making seem like it's something that you have to do, or you don't want to be, let's say, dogmatic about it. You got it, and try to use some kind of way or scheme or something to make somebody want to make love to you. You don't want no love being made to you out of force.
Right.
You don't want to force nobody to have to make love to you. No, it's not interesting. I've had people that talk to me and say, my mate just wanted to do it. And I just tell them, just go on and do what you do and get it over with.
Right.
Right there, I'm ready to go on, get out.
Right.
No. And they would just go on and do what they do, no matter what was said, because that was somewhat of a dogmatic type of thing, to be doing that. Tell them, just hurry up. What?
That's so.
Oh my God. And you tell tell your mate to hurry up. That means I'm not in the mood. That's telling you they're not in the mood, but they're willing to go on because of you wanting to do what you want to do. But they tell you, hurry up and get it over with. Oh my God.
That's called unhealthy intimacy.
That's
right. That's unhealthy intimacy.
Yeah.
It says healthy versus unhealthy intimacy. Healthy, what is that? Reconciled, safe, emotional alignment with managing respect. Mutually respecting a person.
Right.
Unhealthy, on the other side, manipulating and using leverage, using leverage to do it. That's healthy and unhealthy intimacy, and that right there is called unhealthy intimacy.
Because you my wife or you my husband, you supposed to
start throwing scriptures that you supposed to come on now.
All that type of thing. No, you don't want to know. You if a person say, well, maybe not tonight, but let's do tomorrow night. No, right. I don't want going on tonight. No. Then that person, hurry up, get it over with.
Turns into an argument.
Then it's just that's not interesting love making. That's just kind of You just kind of bang it on and get it done. You just kind of bang and get it. No, they don't. No, because it's not no intimacy in that.
Right.
You know, there's no hugging, no kissing, no
Right.
foreplay and all of that kind of stuff. None of that's going on. You just jumping in and doing what you don't want to go where you want to go, and that's it.
Wow.
No, that's not healthy. That's not for a good relationship. No,
intimacy.
that's unhealthy
Yep.
intimacy. If that's the way you have to do it, then
Yeah.
a man, you shouldn't want no unhealthy intimacy.
Right.
You should want a healthy intimacy. You know, you all can sit there, lay there, and talk. You know, talk. You may just want to talk for a while, and then start doing what you're doing, and get your engine revved up and all that kind of stuff. But just to jump in and just because you can, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. That makes for a person. You turn a person off like that.
Do. Right. You'll get it less.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. That's a turn
instead
off.
of a something that an enjoyable moment.
Right.
So,
and they may go to bed early and try to go to sleep, hoping you don't bother.
Right.
Hopefully you don't bother them. So you want to have a healthy relationship in your lovemaking.
So let's jump on down to the number 2 here. Signs that sex has become a tool of control, feeling obligated to meet physical needs and discrete verbal. Despite verbal and emotional abuse. Now, if somebody's calling me a dog and a heifer and a nigger and, just saying different things that are very disrespectful all day long, and then now you're wanting to, make love. I'm sorry. It's just that respect goes along with the love making time. You saying all these words that are not, that are degrading to me. You're saying things that are below, and then you want me to love on you and to respect you and to make you feel like a king.
Right.
It just doesn't work like that. It does not.
No.
It says lack of emotional connection. Sex feels demanding and not desired.
Demanded and not desired. Wow, just demand. Oh, you give me this. Gotta have. Give it here.
Right.
No, and then you turn off. You make person be turning off. You turn a person off. Okay, I'm gonna do this, but my heart ain't in this. You know what I'm saying?
It's but then even having that attitude and doing it, there you go. That's almost like saying you finished yet,
right?
Or
exactly.
That's almost like saying that without saying it,
right?
Because the unspoken words, and it's just like you're a person that acts that way. It's that makes it really challenging, really, really hard, to go through with the act. It really does. Okay, where was I? Feeling guilty, or what is that? Conceited. Guilt, or feeling. What is that?
Caressed.
Which one are you on?
I'm right here. Caressed. See,
okay.
Caressed.
Okay.
If you really love me,
then you do this or that. People that make statements like that.
Yeah.
If you really love me, you're gonna do this or that. You're gonna, whatever. That's you getting into manipulation there.
Yeah.
You're into manipulating that person to do the things you're wanting them to do.
Yeah.
And that's just not cool. That's just not good. It's not it's not healthy.
Not healthy.
It's not that's an unhealthy action there.
Yeah.
Because I should not have to be reminded that I love you.
Right.
And I'm gonna do what I do. That's just not, somebody that's kind of like that's a force or a demand, and that's just not what a person is looking for when it comes to a real relationship.
Right.
A relationship where there's bonding, and a relationship where there's connection and there's, and things like that. So, those are the unhealthy actions. What other unhealthy actions do we have?
Unhealthy.
You got one?
The emotional toll and transition intimacy. This means self-worth.
Okay.
Turning intimacy into a performance rather than a shared bond.
Wow.
Into a performance. That way, it's kind of the same vein we're talking. Into you're doing. I'm just gonna perform. I'm gonna do this here. My heart is not in it, but because what you said or you did, I'm gonna go on and do this anyway.
Wow.
You don't want that type of a love affair. No. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be the one that making love to person just because they make you feel a certain way.
Right.
You're gonna make me feel guilty or say bad things about me or talk about me if I don't do this.
Right.
No, you don't want to have to be making love to nobody in that instant. If you're a person that just want to do it just to do it, yeah, that's the way you're gonna make a person feel that, hey, just say what you want to say to them, and then they're gonna be willing to give in to whatever you're saying. But it shouldn't be to make them feel bad in order to make love to you. That's not a good feeling.
Right.
And that's not a joy. That's not enjoyable.
No,
it's not really enjoyable when you have to make a person feel bad. I'll give in to you, because you make me feel bad.
Right. Control.
Right. Control.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, not good.
Good point, babe. Good point. So that kind of leads back up to number one, the difference between love-driven intimacy and manipulation-driven intimacy. There is a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And somebody saying things like, things that are negative, things that are demanding, things that are, those are more into the manipulating end of the scale.
Right.
And those that are, so don't, that is nothing that, you should have to go along with. Maybe one time because you're not sure if it's you or if it's them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 times. Now the second time, now wait a minute now. Now I'm rest assured. I'm totally know that this is not me. This is and that's when you really need to sway that person, kind of persuade them. Let's go get some help. Let's go get some help.
Right.
Now, what if they don't want to get help? They don't want to talk.
That's a whole nother problem.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to have to hold out until we sit down and talk to somebody.
Right.
But then that's kind of control as well.
Exactly.
That gets into some form of manipulation as well. But yes, help does need to be needed. But when that one party doesn't want the help or doesn't, refusing to go get help or to save the marriage, to save for the open discussion, I have to always need a mediator. In order to resolve things, because that other party may not be thinking rationally, not thinking fairly, or just not even thinking at all.
And you shouldn't have to buy your mate.
Right.
You shouldn't have to buy your mate. I saw this video where this was a couple, and he said, "Okay, I just gave you $500. Come on, give it to me. Come on." She was like, "What?" She said, "I'm your woman. You don't have to pay me to get none. I'm willing to give it to you." He said, "Well, come on in and give it to me. I gave you $500. She said, No, it don't work like that. I don't want to feel like you got to buy me. You're not buying me. I'm your woman. Then I'm willing to give my body to you."
Right.
So don't have to, if you got to buy your wife, then that's not a good thing. Man, so another video, the woman going to bed, ladies getting ready to go to bed, she put on about 4 or 5 pair of pants.
Oh, God.
So so here she goes. So when she get ready to get, she picked up her pillow, and there was a lot of money laying on her pillow. Then she started taking all the pants off.
Oh, my Lord. She got her mad off.
Yeah. So after she saw he gave her money, then she ready to do it. No, that's not love. That's not a love affair. No. You don't want to have to pay. I don't have to pay you in order to make love to you. If you don't cook my meal, I ain't gonna give you no.
Right.
No. That's manipulation. No, you don't want to be in a relationship that you want to manipulate each other. No. Be willing. Husband and wife should be willing to be able to do what they do, and it should be enjoyable.
Right.
Not just a forced thing. It shouldn't be a forced thing. If it's forced, it's not going to be as enjoyable. I'm going to do this, but
and you may not say those things.
Right, that's true.
But you may be thinking it on the inside. And if you're thinking that, your body language is going to start talking.
Yeah.
Even though you may not say anything to me, my body still talks, even when my mouth doesn't say it.
That's true.
And if I got a mind to, I don't want to do it, for whatever my reason is, you're going to know that from just my body language. It's going to start telling you, you don't want to do this right now. You're not feeling this or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, your body language talks. I know you may be doing it anyway, or you may be, but your body language is giving messages off that is either swaying them, making them feel loved and accepted, or making them feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
This
ain't really working here for real.
Right.
This is not really working for real. It's happening, but it ain't really intimacy.
Right.
It's
your body talks.
Intimacy.
Even when that mouth is not talking.
Right.
You don't have to say anything. Your body is just explaining. Sometimes people sigh.
God.
Yes.
Hurry up. Come on.
Ooh, if I ever heard, hurry up.
Right.
Oh.
That would just be one of the big. No, that's a big turn off. Hurry up. Are you ready? Go on, hurry up. No, but people have heard that. I'm saying, heard them say that.
Yeah.
Just say, hurry up and get done. Person going on, do what they doing, like a dog. I mean, that's just kind of doggish. That's kind of a doggish way to do a thing. If a person tell you, hurry up, no, I don't really feel like it. Hurry up. What?
Woo.
Intimacy.
Right.
Into me.
You going into me.
Into me.
Right.
See?
Right.
But other than that, no, you got to be into the person versus talking about some hurry up and get done. That's saying that you really don't. You telling me, get away from me.
Oh,
that's really what you're saying. In other words, you're saying, get away from me. I don't want to be bothered.
Right. You're saying
if you being doggish, you're gonna go on and do what you do and go, no. That's not. That's kind of a forced thing on a person, and you don't make a person feel good.
Right.
When you seem like you're just kind of taking advantage of them because you can.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the person to take advantage of a person because you can.
Right.
You my wife, you my husband. No, don't take advantage of it. That's not a good feeling.
That's so true.
Not a good feeling.
So then it goes on to say, when true intimacy is involved, mutual desire or trust or care, it just becomes mutual.
Right.
The desire, the trust, and the care.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when that person's not feeling well, you're going to respect that.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to respect that.
Right.
So then it goes on. We notes here. It's when we become transactional. When it's a transaction instead of love making, it's used to manipulate, control, or to silence the other person.
Wow.
Now they gave you something. Now shut up for me. Or write it down on a calendar.
Right.
We did do it.
Right. Listen.
Now, at one point of our marriage, we got so busy. Literally, I said, I'm writing it down on the calendar because I live. Remember that?
We got to put it on the calendar.
I'll put it down here because yes, we did. Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. Like, no, it ain't been 2 weeks. And we get to going back and forth. It ain't been 2 weeks. It ain't been a week or whatever. And I start putting it down on the calendar. No, it was on that. That's crazy right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. You have to put it on the calendar.
Right, you're too busy.
You're too busy. You're too
busy.
Make sure you take time out for your mate.
Right.
Make sure you take time out for your mate. And he shouldn't have to beg you for nothing. He shouldn't have to beg you and remind you. And right, they shouldn't have to beg each other.
Some women have more of a sexual drive.
That's true. That's very true.
Especially if that woman is younger, than that older man, and that leads into another problem too, because some men their engines don't go as long. When they start getting really older and things, some of them start having problems. That's why we encourage you all. Don't be ashamed to go get the little blue pill or whatever color it is.
Whatever color you.
Don't be ashamed. You do what you got to do to keep that marriage going.
That's true.
You can do what you got to do. Man, you don't have to feel embarrassed and feel down and belittled and mad at her because you're not able. Some people got high blood pressure problems and they won't do that. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So that because taking care of yourself, that's going to take care of those other things as well. Don't be ashamed, ladies, sometimes you may need lubricants. You may need extra things that help to assist you. And this is an adult talk show. And you all should know us by now. 5 years. If you don't know us, hello, here we are. We're the Swannigans and we're real talk, real people.
Yeah.
And, you do the things that is necessary so that the experience can be pleasant. It shouldn't feel like sandpaper. It shouldn't feel like grit or something like you're grinding and just hoping to hurry up. I want you just to hurry up and to get this over with. No, it should not feel like that.
Right.
Let's jump down to the bottom here. Navigating the next steps, and we kind of touched on that a little bit. But you want to go on and do that?
Recognizing you're not just a body to be used, but a whole person to be loved.
There you go. We kind of talked on that.
We did kind of talk on that.
Yes.
You want to make sure that
a whole person to be loved.
Yeah.
That's why, like, if I lost a loved one, and then I'm not just wanting you to just come on in and just No, but you better lotion legs, feet, necks, or whatever it is that person likes, their touch, whatever their touch language is.
Right.
Start doing that, and then kind of just talk to them. Let them talk. How does that make you feel? How are you feeling now? Really be concerned. That's sincere concern.
Right.
And listen to them. Let them empty out. Let them talk. That will lead you into the best love making, honey. If you just love on a person and listen to them, listen to their pain, listen to their heart. And it may not be that night, but with the night when you do get it, it's going to be dynamite.
Yeah. And like I said, if you do all that and it don't lead up to it, it's okay.
Right.
Okay.
Don't be mad.
You respect their feeling. You respect your mate's feeling.
Right.
During that time they done lost a loved one or a job or whatever the case may be. Respect their feelings because whatever that has happened is really bothering them and it hurts them. So even to that point, you ought to hurt with them. If your mate hurt, you should hurt.
That's true.
Don't never tell me, get over it. You okay. That ain't nothing to be mad about. No, what hurts me may not hurt her, but it should have some effect on her.
That's correct, right.
It should have some effect on me, what bothers her. So if it don't affect your mate, you may need to check out some stuff there. If your mate is having an issue and hurting over something and you don't have no feelings about it, you need to check yourself.
True. Because
there's something not quite lining up there because you ought to feel what they feel. Both of you ought to be hurting over the situation, and
then sometimes when that person expresses what's bothering them, you had a rough day at work and maybe your boss called you in and said some things, and you explaining it, to your mate. And maybe it's not as bad as what you're really making it out to be. You're sensing something that's worse. And it may not be as bad. Now, that can be one thing to just say, maybe think of it in a different way. Maybe it's not as bad as what you're thinking. And, I don't know, just kind of mold that around a little bit in your mind because sometimes things aren't as bad. They're not as bad. And you're all upset because you're in the moment. You're living this thing out.
Right.
But when a third party hears it, it's not really attached to the story. It sometimes brings on that different. I know you've helped me in ways with that a lot with work. I come home really in a wreck. Then she had the nerves to come and say this. They called me in and said that. And when I get to tell you exactly what's took place and really the facts on the matter, you have to calm me down to just help me to say, but had you thought about this way? Or they're probably saying that because of this or that, just to make you think through it better.
Right.
From that, but that's really when you're getting into conversations. You got to know how to minister to your mate. Verbal conversation, know their personality style, know what they do at home. And if they're doing it at home, probably they're at work, probably doing it even more, So, and things kind of just, that brings on ruffles feathers at home or around other friends that you may be around. So if they're doing that around your friends and things, know how they're acting so that you can address the matter and bring them back in, reel them back into common sense, That's really big. When that's called ministering to the need of that person and helping that person out.
And it's the importance of communicating boundaries and seeking help. Seek help. If there's an issue that you just can't solve, it's okay to seek help. Professional, spiritual help, or whatever you need to do in order to get help to make it through that situation. Yeah, seek help. Don't just keep riding on that same flat tire.
Right.
Don't keep riding on that same flat tire. You're gonna tear up the tire and you're gonna mess up the rim and you may mess up something else and then it's gonna get worse. More. It's not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. More. You keep driving on that flat tire, it's not gonna get better. Ain't no use you think, well, you see rubber flying or when another tire getting ready to come on that rim. No.
You gotta pull over and change it.
You gotta pull over, change it. So that means that's something you have to do. You have to do. You can't just keep driving on the flat. You don't just keep driving on the flat. Sometimes you see people on the side of the road where you see how they done drove the tire just shredded to pieces because they trying to keep going. No, it don't keep moving. It don't work like that. So when you're running into issues like that, seek some help. It's okay to seek help. Right. If you feel like you just can't talk it out and resolve it yourself, then go seek some help. Let me tell. We need to just talk to somebody. Don't be so proud The way you just said, forget it. I don't care what happened. No. That's not a healthy relationship.
Right.
I don't care what happened. Forget you. Okay. Well, then there you go. Then you set yourself up for other things.
Mm-hmm.
But no. You go seek help. Let's go, baby. Let's go see if we can get help. We need to talk to somebody about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way you can be able to seek to get help and make your marriage stronger. It can make it stronger once you go and talk to somebody about it. Because sometimes they can help you see some things that you ain't seen.
Right.
But they can kind of help bring out some points, that you have not really thought about.
I hadn't thought about. That's
hadn't
so
thought
true.
about it.
Our last point here, understanding that healing can start now. It can. Even if the marriage isn't healthy, healing can start now.
Healing can
start. It starts through communicating.
Just communicate. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk it out. Talk it out.
Yes.
Don't walk it out, but talk it out.
Right. Don't walk out.
Don't walk out, but talk out. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out so that we can get past this. Get past that.
So at the end of the day,
intimacy is a gift.
Yes, it is.
Not a bargaining chip.
Right.
You deserve to be desired, not demanded of. If your partner's idea of love demand or control you, it's not real love. Real love honors, uplifts, and sees your soul, not just your body.
Right.
Not just your body. They see the whole you.
They see the whole man.
And they want to be able to make sure you're healthy. You want to have a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship. Not just somebody that's demanding,
right.
Give me that. You supposed to give me that because you my wife. No.
Right.
You want to be able to have a healthy relationship.
That's so true.
And make it better. Talk it out and walk it out.
Right. And don't walk out.
Don't walk out, but go through it. Talk it out.
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with the situation. Right. That way you can be able to have a healthy relationship.
That's so true.
And it will make for a healthy relationship.
Right, because intimacy is a gift.
It's a gift.
And you want that gift. It's a gift of life.
Yes.
And you want to be able to walk it out with your partner.
Yeah.
You want it from your mate. You don't want. I don't want to have to go to work to get intimacy.
Right.
I don't want to have to go to the mall to get intimacy, or the store, go shopping, fix up, and wear my blouse all low. That ain't intimacy.
Right.
That's lust.
Right.
That's lust.
And if you go like that, somebody gonna lust after you.
That's right.
You go out there looking for attention, you gonna get it. You'll get it. But you're looking for
wrong
love
kind
in
of
all
attention,
of the wrong places.
That's so true.
That's the sad part.
So true.
When you start looking for love in all of the wrong places.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we'll see you on next week. But we'll be coming on scenes and little clips and seeing some adventures, and so just go with us on the adventure of the Swannigan's 45th wedding anniversary. Woo-hoo!
Yes.
And we can't wait to share some scenes with you as we enjoy and move forward in our 5th year with you and 45th year together.
Yes.
God bless you.
Y'all have a good evening. Have a good week. Make it a great night. Make it a great week.
Right.
Make it happen.
Yes.
Intimacy.
See you next time on
Swannigan Inspiration.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.